Hello, Broncos Country, and welcome to a short week edition of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I am so excited, guys. You know, it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't glorious. It wasn't beautiful. It wasn't the most well-executed game we've seen all season. But you know what? At the end of the day, the Denver Broncos managed to get the job done. And here we are, 9-5, and currently sitting at the 6th seed in the AFC for the playoffs. I am so excited. I know you are too. There is so much to talk about because this is a short week. We got Thursday night football coming up against the Los Angeles Chargers. There is so much to talk about. So, Broncos Country, welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Let's friggin' go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Whoa, Broncos Country!
Oh, noises!
Woo! Oh my gosh. I am so excited. I mean, I am. I'm excited, and I'm not even as worried as I probably should be right now. I don't know about you, Jay, but I'm very excited. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network and on MHRT Network. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, and right there to my right is my cousin, my childhood best friend, my co-host, Jay, the Dreamweaver Weaver. What's up, cuz? How you doing tonight?
Whoa, I'm doing all right. Not too bad. It's nice to be in the driver's seat for once. It's nice to be the hunter, not the hunted. And we're going for that 5th seed, man. That's been all the talk of the town is like, for the Birds, we're making the playoffs. Like, we're done with that discussion. It's now moving on to seeding discussion, and that's terrific.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I think you kind of mixed it up there. We are now the hunted, not the hunter.
Well,
if you think about it.
Kind
of.
of.
Think about it. Kind of. I mean,
I
guess you could go either way. You can make an argument for both. But either way, the Denver Broncos have a 97% chance at the playoffs right now. Yeah. 97. I mean, that literally means that it would things would have to go demonstrably wrong in every way, not just for the Broncos, but go right for several other teams, go perfect for them in order to knock us out. We haven't clinched. Unfortunately, gosh, I wish I could say that we've clinched, but we are this close to clinching. It's just so much fun. We've already got some of our dear friends in the chat right now. We got KB82 popping in. It's weird to see you with no makeup. It's like seeing Spider-Man without his mask.
Holy shnikes.
I love it. We got D-Rock in the house saying, what an absolute roller coaster of a game. There is no other way to say it, buddy. It was exactly that. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was a thriller for us. And, you know, that's what a roller coaster is supposed to be, right?
Yeah. I would never have guessed it would have been 31-13. That score does not indicate the game, in my opinion. But, like...
No, it does not. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't give a damn. Why? Because we got the dub. We got the dub. We are 9-5.
That's bonkers.
It's insane.
This is the floor.
It is. It is. This is our new baseline floor, and it's not over yet. There's still 3 games to play, and we have a chance to. And honestly, we have the potential to win them all. I'm not
Yeah,
saying we're going
absolutely.
to. Don't once again, don't misquote me. You didn't hear it first that the Denver Broncos are going to win all their games the rest of the season. So don't be those people. But we have the potential to win any of these next 3 games. And that right there is enough for me. I am so pumped about how this season has gone. Guys, thank you for joining us here on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. If you are watching this for the very first time, or you're watching it over on MHRT Network, where we simulcast, please jump over to Orange and Blue Network, like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and check out the audio version of our pod everywhere on all your favorite platforms, be it YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. That was the wrong thing to say. Be it, Apple, Apple, Google Podcasts. I used to do this, and it's been a long time since I've actually done that part. Just check us out on all your favorite platforms. Jump on over to MHRT Network as well. If you're doing this on Orange and Blue, give them a like, subscribe, share, comment, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, even on Instagram. We appreciate you guys. We are very thankful for our fans, and we know and we hope that you guys are thankful for the content that we put out. Make sure you also ding that little notification bell so you don't ever miss any of the content either network puts out, because it's all good stuff. So guys, we appreciate that. Might as well just get it out of the way right now. I don't know what you say there, Jay, but I think the Denver Broncos got that dub that it was an ugly dub, but it was a dub nonetheless. But since that was an ugly dub, why don't you go ahead and go, jump into the bio below, click the link to dubby.gg and get yourself a pretty dub by checking out the sponsor of today's show. That's Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend over at dubby.gg. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. It gives you the kick you need to get your day going. Every single cup of Dubby has 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but you're not going to get the jitters or the crash later because Dubby has no sugar. It's also got no calories. It has no maltodextrin. It has no fillers, and it has no artificial colors. It's as natural as it can be, formulated with nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, including their patented nootropic called Neurofactor, throughout your day. And the caffeine that is in Dubby is derived directly from the coffee plant. So this stuff is absolutely amazing. You don't get the jitters, you don't get the crash because of the lack of sugar, and it gives you the kick you need in delicious flavors. So jump on over to Dubby, get yourself the dub, just like Dem Broncos, and make sure, that keeps popping up. Why does that keep popping up? Okay. Make sure that while at checkout, you punch in code NRWOB10. Why is that not coming up? We are having an issue here.
Oh,
I'm not sure what's going on, Jay. I can't get our banner to come up there.
But
anyway,
here to the rescue.
I'll just go in there. It's not going. I don't know. We're having some technical difficulties, everyone. For that, I do apologize. But put it to you this way, at the checkout, make sure that you punch in code NRWOB10. NRWOB10. There it is. We'll get you 10% off your at checkout on Dubby. Get yourself the dub, guys. The Denver Broncos are going to get another one Thursday. Yeah?
Let's go.
And now I can't get the dang thing to go away, Jay.
I got you.
We are having some major difficulties here. That was weird.
Now it's back.
It's back up again.
Go 10. All right. We're good now.
And then I've lost audio. I can hear you now, but I couldn't hear you for a second there. Bruh. That was weird. Okay. Say something, because I feel like I've lost you.
Say something. I'm losing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm giving up on you. All right, we're good now. We're good now.
Don't give up on me, Jay. Please. All right, guys.
I think Johnny has the jitters from too much Dubby. Could be. I could absolutely be.
There is no such thing. I only have the jitters if there's sugar, and there's no sugar in it. I'm just mad. Anyway, I don't know, dude. Long day for me, so I'm doing I'm kind of running on fumes at the moment. That's honestly my biggest issue. But guys, we already have plenty more in the chat. We got KB82 saying, "Oh shit, I'm just picturing Johnny in the studio recording the theme song of this show." Hey, dude, it was fun. It was a blast recording that song.
You and all your robot friends, like an 80s montage sitting around, like rapping it.
It's gonna be a montage.
Yep.
But
can see it now.
Shout out right there for to Team America World Police for that song. But we got Jeremy Martin. We got Jeremy Martin popping in saying, "My first live." Here's to you, Jeremy, and welcome to the Orange and Blue crew.
Love your profile pic. That's a great collage you have there.
Yes, it's fantastic. Oh God, here comes KB82. He's already saying it. Too late, Johnny. I already posted it online. Mile High Viking guarantees wins. Why you guys? Yeah, why you guys got to take me out of context that way?
Hey,
but
could be. Was our updated wins totals 10? Was that the number we landed on the last time we did an official schedule prediction?
No, when we did an official schedule prediction, we'd have predicted. Well, I can't remember last time. I know our beginning of the season landed us at 11.
Yeah,
I know that when we predicted the beginning of the season, we landed on 11 and we 11 and 6. So, I mean, here's the thing. There's 3 games left. We have the potential, in my opinion, to win all 3. So, is 11 and 6 really that far out of the realm of possibility right now?
So, we saw Colts are done. We saw, the Dolphins more than likely done. The Bengals are the only one that have a shot.
Which I don't know why they're saying that, because the Bengals have the same record as the Dolphins.
Because they play us, and they have a schedule that if they get into a tie for that they would have head-to-head against quite a bit of people. It's a super big long shot, like you said. We are 97%. I'm not sure what the actual percentage is right now for chance for the Bengals to make the playoffs, but I promise you it's not 97%. No. Oh, no. And it'd be more likely the Chargers would be replaced with the Bengals than us.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, unless of course the Chargers beat us this Thursday.
Yeah.
Then they've swept us, and then they own the tiebreaker. And but you know what? Right now we're sitting pretty at the 6th seed. Would you have guessed it even a little bit that we would be sitting at the 6th seed in week 15?
No, not at all, 16? Man.
Sorry.
I'm just happy that in this late in the year, it's we're still playing for something.
Meaningful December football.
That's all we've wanted for a long, long time. It was nice to have that feeling last year, but it felt hollow last year, whereas this feels a little more real, a little more hopeful.
Absolutely.
What we've gotten started here.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
I couldn't agree more. You got Jeremy popping back in saying, "Let's go get that 5 seed." Oh man, I'd be over the moon if we can get that 5 seed. Did you? And by the way, I said it a second ago. If the Chargers beat us, they've swept us this season. They would, And do you know when the last time, Jay, that the Chargers swept the Denver Broncos was?
Dude, it's got to be a long time because we've owned them. That's the one team in the division we've dominated. How long has it been?
14 years.
Dang.
It has. The Chargers have not swept the Denver Broncos since 2010.
Wow.
So I was getting married at that time. I got married in July of 2010. Just put it in context. I was 21 years old.
So is that Kyle Orton? That's a Kyle Orton year, I believe. Because that's 1 year before Tebow, I believe.
Yep. So, there you go.
Brutal.
The last time, Jay, that the Broncos were swept by the Chargers, I was 21. You were 20.
Yeah.
We were in college, and what were some other meaningful things that happened back in 2010? I can't even remember. But the point is, it's we cannot let it happen. We cannot we talk about the streaks that we've been handed against teams like the Chiefs and the Raiders and breaking those streaks. we need to maintain the streak of not being swept by the Chargers.
For sure. And, this is the first game of the stretch here where, like, we control our own destiny. If we can get that 5 seed and we can play Houston in that first round, that would be monumental. I think that would be better than even playing Pittsburgh. And plus, we would be on the side of the bracket that we would be able to get Kansas City on second round as opposed to Buffalo second round. So God. I don't want to play Buffalo. I want to be opposite to that.
Well, I mean, depending on how the playoffs go for us, buddy, it may be inevitable that we end up playing Buffalo at some point.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Martin saying the revenge tour starts Thursday night. We got KB82 coming back in here saying Mile High Viking guarantees a win again. Listen, Kenny, you keep this shit up. I promise you, I'm going to play. I'm just gonna, we're not gonna do it, but I'm gonna play the Mile High menu just so you have to hear that song. All right, buddy.
Great song.
So that's I love the song, but KB82, I think it's like nails on a chalkboard to him.
What?
So,
it's a banger, Kenny. Come on, man.
He can't stand it. So yeah, you keep it up, KB82. I promise you, man. I'll play the song. I'll do it. I'll do it just to do it. I'm a vindictive dude. No, I'm just messing. But and a great point here made by Jeremy Martin, and we're gonna go into this right here after this. It's a great segue right here. Jeremy says Herbert is not 100%. Absolutely right. Why don't we jump, Jay, into our injury reports?
Yeah.
Very
important on a short week for both teams.
Here's the thing. We have not brought up the injury report on the screen in a long time, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now because of how important this week is, how important, the implications riding on it, and the fact that it's a short week. So one of the one injury that was sustained in the game against the Colts that was the most concerning, of course, was Pat Surtain. And, I just want to. Who was that laid that hit on him? It was Downs, wasn't it? Josh Downs.
I think so.
Yeah, man, that was a dirty hit, man. And the fact that a flag wasn't thrown, it just goes to indicate referee bias. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Jay.
Tinfoil hat.
But I mean, if that had been, if that kind of hit had been laid on Travis Kelce, or if that kind of hit had been laid on, I'm trying to think right off the top of my head of another, another primo player on one of those primo teams, a flag would have absolutely been thrown.
Sure.
Absolutely. Pat Surtain takes that hit and they're just like, oh, it's the interception. He got the interception. Good job. No, and he's saying there's no referee bias for the Colts, and I agree. He says don't give a shit about the Colts, Kenny says. And I agree with that. However, what I'm saying is there is a referee bias, not necessarily for the Colts, but against the Broncos. Because, like I said, if that had been a hit on a Chiefs player, there'd have been 50,000 flags flying through the air at that moment. There would have been flags flying from the stands. Like.
Oh, it's true.
But because it wasn't, it's not one of the golden children of the NFL, because the Broncos are not that. We never have been. We're black sheep. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I'm gonna pull this one up real quick. Just another thing thrown into the chat here by Jeremy. Where did it go? Where did it go? I saw it. It was about. Okay, here we go. Jeremy Martin says, shout out to Mad Fanatic, who has lots of Broncos music.
Oh, yeah.
He is the founder and president of Bronco Gang. Yeah, no, dude. No, Andrew Young, aka the Mad Fanatic, very well. He's a friend of mine. And he's been on our show several times, Jeremy. So in fact, one of the guys that produces his music is one of our hosts on the Orange and Blue Network, Kevin Zano. So we know Mad Fanatic very well. Good friend, and I love Andrew to death. Yes, Richie Rich, 50,000. Wow, I just threw a big number out there, but the point that I'm making is, had that kind of hit been thrown out, thrown against a player on one of those, one of those darling of the NFL teams, there would have been flags flying everywhere.
Always the level head, Richie comes in.
I know, for real. It's called exaggeration, and I get it. And KB82 says, "Don't forget to hit the thumbs up." Thank you, buddy. Yeah,
Appreciate
guys, if you
that.
haven't already, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. We would really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm and it helps us to grow. And the more we grow, the bigger the family grows, and the more fun we get to have. So let's keep that up. Jay Bryan popping in saying, "What's up, Johnny? Hey, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. It's been a while." So anyway, the most concerning was obviously the Pat Surtain injury. That's the one that had us the most, had our buttholes clenched the most. But he has been a full in both practices, which of course Monday was probably more of a film review than anything.
Yeah.
Even maybe with a little walkthrough, but he has been a full participant in practice. They diagnosed him with what they are describing as a minor ankle sprain. For those who don't know what a sprain is, and believe me, there's quite a few actually. A sprain is either the stretching or tearing of ligaments. And what he has is considered a minor. And that's a good thing. That's the kind of thing that you can just wrap up good with some tape, kind of immobilize the ankle some so that it doesn't fly around, and so it doesn't wobble around a lot, and he'll be good to go. Jeremy says that his source said he practiced today and yesterday. And yeah, even DenverBroncos.com is showing him as a full participant in both practices.
Yeah, he'll be good to go. And that's a big differentiator between obviously the last time we played him where he went out. What is it? The first play of the game, he went out with a concussion against the Chargers. So that'll be a big, big player to have back from a game plan standpoint. And, God knows that their offense can, fly the ball around a little, probably more than Indianapolis. So
absolutely
high flying of an offense in comparison.
Yeah. I'm sorry. One more second.
That's okay. Obviously the big one on this list, Johnny, is Riley Moss, the opposite side of Surtain.
Yeah. Yeah. And, he's limited, which means he could be back.
I saw reports he was lining up with the ones and doing the walkthrough. I don't know if that means he plays or not, but he is at least getting reps to which he would be starting. So maybe he's on a snap count. Maybe he goes out and, figures it out in warmups and you make a game time decision. So.
All right. Yeah. Then of course there's DJ Jones. And Jonathan Franklin Meyer. That's a bit concerning.
Yeah. The DNP,
two of our very
Franklin
important.
Myers.
Yeah. To be two of our very important interior defensive linemen out. That's a little concerning, especially in a run, for the run game. The run defense. So we'll see what happens. DJ Jones was at least limited in practice today. So it's likely he has a finger injury. It's likely they might put him, in some kind of immobilizer, immobilize his finger. We've seen guys play with casts before on their hand. It's not ideal because you can't really get all the grip you need to it when you're on the line, but at the same time, if he's still one of our best bets in there, defensive tackles. So
Johnny, one of the interesting things that I was kind of expecting to see and I haven't is a elevation for one Blake Watson from practice squad because of the short week and what Jalil's injury looked like was, a pretty bad injury, an injury in which he was not coming back definitely. And I would think on a short week, he wouldn't be good to go. And that's a role of a running back in that room that I think we desperately need to have some lightning. We've got the two Thunders. I was kind of surprised to not see Blake Watson's name get elevated here.
Well, it's still only Tuesday. They could elevate him tomorrow. And heck, I think you have until, for a primetime game, I think you have until 2 p.m. on game day to elevate a player. Yeah. I don't quote me. I can't remember for sure, but I believe that's the cutoff there.
It's not like Watson would be starting or anything like that.
No, but he'd give us a rotation.
Yeah. Something. Because I wouldn't be comfortable going in unless they plan on, I don't know, putting Nate Atkins back there or something, or some other person that can kind of play a bunch of different positions. Because Estime and Williams probably is. You need a little bit more than just two backs. So I don't know. That was interesting to me.
Well, and honestly, two backs that couldn't make headway against the 32nd ranked run defense last week, on Sunday.
And
let's be honest.
Richie brings up actually what I wanted to know is why we haven't seen any running backs acquired from any other teams. This week, Clyde Edwards-Helaire from the Chiefs got released, former first-round draft pick out of LSU. I know that was floated around of like, why don't we take a flyer on that? I mean, that guy's been absolutely awful from everything I've heard.
Let's be honest. What happened the last time that we brought a Chiefs running back to Denver?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work out well, especially with the late cuts late in the year for that position.
And here's the thing. Running back is one of those positions when you go to make a cut. If they're getting if a running back is getting cut, there's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not one of those positions that when a dude gets cut that you want to go pick him up. You know, there are some positions that's okay. Linebacker is one of them, lineman, even secondary, but when a running back, a veteran running back like Clyde Edwards-Helaire gets cut this late in the season, that's not somebody you want to be bringing here. You just now if they maybe dropped him down to the practice squad and we were able to claim him on waivers, that's something. But they cut him.
Yeah.
So there's a reason, and I would not want him on this team. So I don't know, dude. Running back is literally our most glaring weakness this entire season.
Yeah.
And it does not seem to be getting better for us.
I mean, it's supposed to be a rookie quarterback's best friend, the security blanket of said offense for the rookie. Not today. I don't know. I'm not happy with that positional group and haven't been. So I mean, when we talk about draft needs, running backs gotta be high. I could see us taking a first round running back even.
What I'm trying to wrap my mind around what Richie's talking about here in the comments. He's saying I'm referring to a PS guy we like, aka Think
Squad
Young.
Guy we like, aka Think Young. No chief fumblers. I mean, we had the Jamal Charles experience for a hot second. He talking crap on.
But
we had him, but I can't think of another.
Rich, I'm exhausted. I had a full day at the office today, and I'm going to be honest with you. My brain isn't firing on all cylinders right now, so just help me out a little bit with who you're talking about, because I'll be glad to talk about it. I just can't wrap my mind around who it is you're referring to, whom it is you're referring. Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah. Poach another team's guy off the practice squad. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is if Clyde Edwards-Helaire had been dropped to the Chiefs practice squad, I could have seen us making, a run at that. But the fact that he got cut is telling. And I don't, and it's telling enough that I wouldn't take the risk at it.
Yeah. But it is the kind of open season to kind of get yourself set up for a look for somebody for next year. And I think that's kind of what he's saying is, why not go poach someone else's practice squad and at least get a look at somebody?
Well, it also depends on where you are in the waiver wire as well.
Well, and we'd have to think about, again, the whole thing of why we have other practice squad players that aren't playing right now is because Sean Payton's playbook is extremely hard to grasp and extremely hard to come in as a brand new player to just get inserted. So
exactly. I mean, look at what's his name, the wide receiver that we've got. A.T. Perry. He hasn't seen the field. Donald Parham hasn't seen the field at all. I mean,
correct.
It is telling. It is telling. We got a question here from Jeremy saying, "Are we asking us if we are coming to Denver for the KC game?" God, I wish, buddy.
Yeah,
I would. I usually am only. Jay lives in Omaha, Nebraska. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and unfortunately, I'm usually only able to make it home for one game a season, maybe two if I'm lucky. And this year, I was able to get home for the Broncos Raiders throwback game, which was absolutely phenomenal. In week, what was that, week 5?
I think so.
Something
like
that was incredible to be there for that. But unfortunately, yeah, with between work, having a family, and having the money, making it out will not be the thing for me this year. And I can't speak for Jay, but
well, I mean, kind of same for me. I went to the New York Jet game in New York, so that was kind of where my money went for the year for my Broncos adventures. Also wanted to go to a Colorado Buffalo game, so I just try and pick my lanes once a year of like where I'm going and what I'm doing.
I have to make the trifecta every year, Jay, and I know you do too. And that's I have to make it to one Broncos game, I have to make it to one Avalanche game, and I have to make it to one Nuggets game at least.
Yep.
And last year we were able to. And last year you and I were able to share, the game. What was that? Game 5.
Yeah, second round. MVP
second round, game 5. Yep. The MVP ceremony for Jokic. Against the Timberwolves last season. We got to be there. In like the 14th row behind the bench. It was amazing. And then Jeremy says here, he in reference to that, he says, if anyone does, make sure you stop by DNVR Bar in Denver. Dude, we are regulars when we're in town. Good friends with D-Line and with, Hank and with Zach Stevens and all those guys. We know them well.
5th year of being a diehard.
So we are very familiar with DNVR, and they're very familiar with us. And we've had a lot of fun there. I've gotten to my dog Copper became a Denver area celebrity following game 5 of the Nuggets versus Timberwolves last year. When in the podcast, Jay and I were in the podcast studio during the DNVR post game, and my dog ran up and jumped into my service dog Copper ran up and jumped into Eric D-Line's lap. And he literally gets recognized in the streets of Denver now whenever I'm visiting. So
do a quick search on our YouTube and find the episode that we had D-Line on this show. It was a good time.
We have a good time with D-Line. Like I said, good friends with a lot of those guys over there at DNVR. They know us, we know them, and we definitely know that. Jeremy says, "Hell yeah, that's my spot. The owner is awesome, is great. She is amazing." Yes, I've only actually gotten to really talk to her once or twice, but for just a moment. But she is a very nice person.
The Spanos, Brandon's great. I love that company to death.
Oh yeah, they're doing such good things there. I can only hope one day to be at their level. But let's keep on rolling here. Richie says makes a great point here, Jay. Nearly any running back is going to be better than Williams.
Well, dude, honestly, if Jaleel wasn't hurt and we saw a little bit more from Estime, that's what I thought Williams was going to be a cut like Edwards-Helaire. I thought we were just going to wash our hands of him and be done.
But we can't. I don't see any reason not to.
Depth-wise, we just can't do it right now.
I know that. But I'm saying, like, before Jaleel got hurt, I don't understand why we didn't cut him back then.
I don't know why we don't just give Estimate the rock and say, hey, bud, you got it 20 to 25 times a game. This is yours.
Yeah, I mean, the point that Rich is making there, it's an excellent one. All you need is a running back who can fall forward.
Yeah. Because
Javonte doesn't. He gets hit and he goes backward every time now. And that used to be his bread and butter, was falling forward and or trucking and carrying dudes. And now he's just like, oh, I'm down.
Well, it's Javonte's good in pass pro. That's basically the only reason why he's still going, but neither here nor there, I guess. We got Bonkers Broncos in here. Oh crap, I'm
late. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you.
That's okay.
Dave Glassman also popping in and saying things are looking up in a big way. Best season in almost a decade. Only gonna get better. That is absolutely true. Absolutely right. Dave, full glass. It's good to see Dave's glass half full again.
Absolutely.
He's now full glassman again instead of half glassman. And Jeremy asks, how about Watson or the other guy? Watson or the other guy?
Well, Bidet's on IR. Bidet
is on IR. He is good and hurt. He'll be out until not till training camp, but about 2 or 3 weeks before training camp. That's the length of the prognosis of his injury. So that's going to take a while. Blake Watson's really our only other hope is to elevate, and that's why I know you brought it up, Jay. Let's go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. One other thing that I guess I just wanted to touch on real quick. I don't know if you saw the injury report for the Chargers.
I was actually about to bring it up. That's literally what I was about to do.
Go for it then. Let's jump in.
So let's bring up the Chargers. Now, J.K. Dobbins is, he did come back in week 15. Sorry. So that is not something we can count on as J.K. Dobbins being out. But there are some pretty notable players on the injury report right now. This is today's injury report from the Chargers. Will Dissly, their tight end.
Big one.
That's a big one. He has been did not practice at all this week. So I would not in any way expect him to be playing. They're starting I believe Fulton is their starting cornerback, is he not?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Fulton is out. It was a full participant in practice today, but does mean he's probably going to be a little limited in his abilities. Cam Hart, another cornerback, he's out with a concussion.
I think he's like nickel or something like that.
He's a nickel. But that's still a part of the field that we can exploit in his absence.
Sure.
Justin Herbert. Now that one is goes back to a comment made earlier in the show by Jeremy Martin that Justin Herbert is not 100%. He hasn't been out, but he's been limited in both practices.
I don't know if it's the same ankle, but he had injury at the very beginning of the year and looked a shell of himself, and then he got better.
The guy always has ankle issues. The guy's got glass ankles, man.
He is kind of made of glass.
But. Yeah, kind of. But, again, even though he has not been in any way out, he absolutely, you can absolutely look on and say that he has been, that he will be hobbled some, likely. Yeah. He won't be as mobile as he needs to be, which definitely gives our all-star pass rush.
Number one in the NFL.
A boon, so to speak.
Are you talking about a Costco guy boom? A boom!
Oh, no, Jay. No.
Our pass rush just got the boom!
Jay, no. Dude.
Double jump cookie. Well, I'm more of a chicken bacon myself.
Yeah, I know. Anyway. Another tight end. Now, this is another one. Another name that is someone that, has caused us problems in the past is Hayden Hurst. Yeah. Both him and Will Dissly are hurt. He was a scratch for Monday's practice. Don't know why. Don't know the details. But he was a full participant in practice today. Yeah. So, he'll play. Other names on their list are... looks like they've got their guard, Zion Johnson. I can't remember if he's left or right.
Not sure.
Either way, it's not, you want your linemen to be as healthy as possible, right? Yep. Elijah Molden, cornerback, did not practice with a knee. Now that's a significant one.
That's a big one too.
That is huge. So
cornerbacks that are going to be out.
Both of their starting cornerbacks are going to be out. That is a huge thing for us. Now, we definitely need Bo to go off in grander fashion, so to speak, than he did against the Colts. And we'll talk about that more here in a few minutes because that's definitely a thing we need to discuss. We got Otisho Ogbania. I believe I pronounced that right. Otito Ogbania. I've never been able to say that name right.
Gross. He's got
defensive lineman. Yeah. He did not practice in either. And then the last one, then this is another significant name, is Denzel Perryman, their linebacker. he was limited in both practices with a groin injury. So, that we might be able to exploit the middle of the field a little better with him being a little hobbled as well.
Yep.
So there are some significant names on that list that did not practice or that are going to, be, limited. And then there's some others that, we don't have to worry too much about, but
yeah,
it is good. It is good to be able to see that on paper.
Yep. With Bo's recent regression of reading the field and 5 interceptions in the last 2 games. We need all the help we can get against the secondaries that we have moving forward here.
I thought you said go, Bo, go.
Perfect timing. Shador Sanders, perfect timing. Perfect timing for them to have some injuries. Let's see here.
Yes.
KB82 says, can you say happy birthday to my friend Drew Peacock? It would make his day. Happy birthday, Drew.
Oh, you know what? I'll do one better. I'll do my Marilyn Monroe impression for him.
Oh, dear Lord. All right, I'm going to have the dump button ready.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
You're killing me, Smoke.
Happy birthday, Drew Peacock.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Happy birthday to you. There you go, Drew.
Oh, my God.
You can scream all you want. You know I have the voice of an angel on cocaine.
Cha. Dave Glassman says, I'm going to start building a Knicks heavy parlay. Heck yeah, man. 'Tis the season for those parlays. So,
yes.
Now, you can.
Let's see. Broncos Bonkers says there's going to be a run on helium if Zach Stevens. Hey, you leave Zach alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, Zach Stevens is the most abused sports personality in Denver. It is too bad. The guy's awesome. Leave Brittany alone.
Oh, don't you go Chris Crocker on us there, buddy.
You guys.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so
No,
he's pulling
I'm
a
not doing
Bronco
it.
Bill on us, huh? See more butts?
No, I'm not. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Now that I know, I'm not going to be like Bronco Bill and fall for it.
Yeah.
So,
well, you sang a whole happy birthday song for it.
I did, and I would do it again.
Yep.
I would do it again. Hey, Jay, hold it down for just a second, please.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll in with some going out there, but we also saw in the comments. I don't remember who said it, but every yearly trip to LA causes Broncos Country to travel. I fully expect half that stadium to be Bronco fans. It's never really an actual home field advantage for the Chargers, especially in a primetime slot. I think Broncos Country is going to travel really well. That's only going to help us. So that's all.
I'm not sure what's going on. Jay froze up on us there. But let me see. Bunkers Broncos saying what I was trying to say, Zach Stevens is going to need helium to survive a playoffs game. Oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Dave Glassman, we are both having some technical difficulties tonight, Dave. Don't know what's going on with the stream. It's happened with our banners and our audio and several other things, and I know that my internet's running strong, and I'm pretty sure Jay's router was running strong before we started too.
Yeah.
Might just be one of those nights. You know what? Solar flares. It's got to be, right?
What I was going to suggest to anyone that's Amazon Prime, go to the next gen stats version of the telecast and you get the awesome breakdown of the Madden looking, shows all the player labels and the route tree and everything. Super awesome.
Yes. All right, so let's talk Bo. Because that was you made an excellent point, and it's a perfect segue into talking Bo Nix. Bo looked bad.
Yep.
There's no other. Jay, after a game, I try to watch back again. and catch anything I might have missed or reevaluate what I thought. I've already watched the game, the tape from Sunday one more time. I've only had enough time to do it one more time this time. But I can tell you right now, I was a lot more disheartened by some of the regressions I saw the second time around from Bo.
He's got happy feet, man. He seems to have lost his confidence in his processor. He's bailing out on plays preemptively. Saw that multiple times in the last game specifically. Not as much in the Cleveland game as far as running his legs out. But he's definitely regressed back to a lot of the behavior that we saw in the first quarter of the year. And that's troubling because that is going to lead to turnovers, and we cannot have our offense be a negative, at least for the success of this team. We don't have the talent.
Oh, no! We suck again!
So.
But, all right, and so here's how I'm choosing to look at it. Because you're right. You're absolutely right. Happy feet, bailing out on plays. He hasn't been, the confident swagger Bo Nix that we saw, the last, the 4 or 5 weeks leading up to the bye week. We did not see it in this game. Now, that's not to say, in my opinion, that it's just gone. That that he's going to fall back into old ways and stay stuck in old ways again. But yeah, Dave says it could have been part of the script that he needed to blow that last game. I don't know about that. But Jay, Jay is totally frozen again. Jay, I'm going to drop you out. Oh, no, wait, you're coming back. You're making a comeback. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. You're frozen up real bad, bud. I'm going to drop you out and I'll keep talking just till we get you moving again.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah, you're froze up. Oh, you're moving again. You're alive. Okay. He is alive.
I'm going to come back in. Give me a sec.
All right. Sounds good. But we definitely saw that regression from Bo. And I don't think that's to say that that's a permanent kind of position. I don't think that that he's regressed and that he's going to remain regressed. Bo Nix, from everything, and I said this on post game the other night, was that from everything that we know from his teammates from college in the pros now, is that the man is meticulous. He is tenacious, and he obsesses. So I guarantee you that the game film that we watched, the all 22, the game, the broadcast feed, I guarantee you Bo has watched that 2-3 times more than any of us have since that night, that night. And he's looking at it, and I believe that he'll see what needs fixing. Davis Mills will address in a big way what needs to be fixed, being like, it might be something as simple as a come to Jesus moment. If you take my meaning there, it may just be as simple as a sitting down and being like, hey man, this is what we're seeing. This is what you have been doing, and this is what you were doing before. What do we need to do to get you back to that? It might just be something as simple as that to fix it. But one way or the other, I don't think that this is a permanent, position for him. He has proven that he is the future. He has proven that he has a high ceiling that we have not even remotely scratched at yet. And so I do think that while last game was it sucked, it really did. I think we'll see we started to see something of a resurgence from him in the fourth quarter, Jay, or correct me if I'm wrong.
I think he just mostly just kind of sticked to the game plan, stick to his play reads. He didn't improvise, didn't do. That's just what we need him to do. Just make the right reads, and trust Sean Payton's play calling.
Yes,
he's been doing too much.
He has been, and I mean, but he was doing it so well. So I think he can again, and maybe it's time that they take a step back and maybe Sean gave him too much leash. I was screaming for weeks and weeks about Sean Payton letting his leash out a little bit. Maybe he gave him a little too much. I don't know. But I don't think it's permanent. I think Bo will address it this week. He's gonna watch that film. He's gonna hit the practice field. He's gonna hit the indoor field by himself, probably with some targets, and he's just gonna practice some snaps and some movement, setting those feet again. It's a light week. It has to be because it's a short week. So he'll probably, I think he'll utilize the his time to get it, because he is nothing if not obsessive and meticulous.
Well, and one observation I've made is that he's been very fixated on Cortland Sutton, and understandably so. That's his best weapon. But there's been a lot of play calls where he's just zeroing in on him as a target, and that's the only guy that he's going to. And the defense knows that. We got to get back to getting some short yardage play calling, some timing throws, some really short screens to kind of get Bo in rhythm. He's a rhythm passer. So it's really hard.
And he's got to start using his eyes again, because he was doing that very well. He was looking off safeties and stuff like that very well for a while there. He's got to get back to that.
The Cleveland game was the game where he got to have the handcuffs off and truly got unlocked to be a gunslinger. And I think that's kind of gotten to his head of that every play needs to be a 50-yard bomb. And he's looking for that home run all the time now. And he needs to get back down to basics of like, hey, the check down is okay. It's okay to, find your slot and go in the middle real quick. Doesn't have to always be outside Cortland. So we got to get back to basics. We got to get back to what made our offense successful leading up to this. Obviously a running game is really going to help that. and
we don't have, I would not, I'm going to be honest with you, Jay, as much as I love it, I'm not going to hold my breath that that's going to be a thing anytime soon. Bonkers Broncos says, not a regression by any means. Josh Rosen regress. I even forgot Josh Rosen existed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But that I'm gonna use that point that you just made about the team, the offense getting back to what was successful.
Compliment him.
And yes, and let's talk receivers for a minute. We've already talked run game, but even though Bo didn't always look best in the Colts game, neither did our receivers, because there were quite a few passes right where they needed to be by him that were dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Now, several of those were well defended. There was the Troy Franklin in the end zone that it could have gone either way, but it was well defended, and it was a PBU. It was a pass breakup for that cornerback.
Yep.
Cortland Sutton had a few drops. Vele had a drop. We're back with the receivers as well to what looked to the beginning of the season. The first
regression. Now, I wouldn't say the regression. I guess back down to reality of what the reality of the skill set in that position really is. Like at some point in time, we cannot overachieve all the time, and I think there's something to be said about that for maybe our defense as well. That like.
Mm-hmm.
We got shot back down to reality kind of in that Cleveland game of like, ooh, like there are some warts here that we have been covering for a long time. And again, there's a reason why we had a over under of 5.5 wins coming into this year. Team built that's supposed to be perfect. Like there are warts.
I mean, and the thing is, I think while you talk about the warts, and yes, you talk about covering them up. I think what it was that you try, my father used to do this, and it drove me nuts. He would dig a wart out, like with like a pencil or something.
Number 2,
but I don't know. I just remember seeing him in the garage being like, "Oh, damn it!" And he's just sitting there pulling at it and yanks it out. But here's the thing: when you do that, you don't get the root, and eventually it grows back. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that the skill set isn't there, Jay. I'm going to disagree with you some there. I believe that just like Bo did, I honestly am going to just go back to the bye week with this. I believe the bye week was wasted by the Denver Broncos. There's no other way to say it. I believe that they got the rest. Bye weeks are for rest and recovery and preparation. That's what they're for. I believe that they got the rest and the recovery just fine. But when it comes to the preparation, they screwed the pooch.
Well,
on being prepared.
It's that bye weeks are supposed to be a reset. And resets are only good if you're not happy with the momentum that you've already built. We were on a roll. We were looking really well, and we had the wheels turning in the right direction. So having to stop at the gas station to fill up is not all the time great on a road trip. It resets your whole thought process of the trip. You'd like to just keep on going and not have to stop for gas. And I especially don't like stopping for gas when you're just outside your destination. And that's what a late buy is for this team. And it looked good on paper, but in practicality, it was not great.
Jay, I am so proud of you. I'm usually the metaphor guy around here, and you're sitting here just absolutely killing it with an amazing metaphor. Uh-oh. Lost you again. You froze. You froze up. Man, more technical difficulties. But no, well said. That is an excellent metaphor. But the bye week was wasted. And it wasn't just Bo that, got too much into his own head. I think the receivers did too. So now, with a short week, it's important for them to just focus on. I really hope, this is my hope, that the coaching staff not only has the boys watch the tape of Sunday's game against the Colts, and maybe not all of it, but go back and watch some of the tape against the Falcons, some of the tape against the Raiders, some of the tape against the Chiefs, and be like, look what you guys were doing. What did you change? What were you doing differently in this game against the Colts, and why? Why did you change it up? And, make those guys really, take a deep look inside themselves and be like, get back to who you can be. We know who you can be. We've seen who you can be. Get back to who you can be. Does that make sense? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm just, shooting in the dark here.
100%. The offense needs to look back in the mirror of the year thus far and get back to it. Yeah.
We've got some new names. Another new name. Well, not a new name. He's been in before, but he hasn't been around. We haven't seen him in a while. Absalom Fayez Ihmoud saying Clemson made to ACC, y'all. Just what I was expecting. Yep. Clemson did a great job. He also says, hello. It's good to see you. Very nice to see you. We got Dave popping in with maybe the late buy was a bigger problem. Yeah, it was. I liked what you said, Jay. Having to make a stop, like when you're making great progress on the road. Your road trip analogy was fantastic. We're on a roll. We're making great time. We're the kids are in the back seat. They've got plenty of snacks, plenty of drinks. And, your destination is right in view. And then all of a sudden you look and you have to stop for gas 20 miles before you get there. And that is that is absolutely what the late bye week was. And it just derails the momentum that you have on the highway. So great analogy, dude. I applaud that one. That was fantastic. And Jeremy Martin bringing up an excellent point here. Hell, Tampa scored 40 on the Chargers. Yeah, they did. And we decimated the Chargers, or not the Chargers, the Buccaneers when we played them. So I mean, and by the way, the Buccaneers were completely healthy when we did that to them. They're not healthy now.
The Bucs were able to run the ball last week. That was a big aspect of that. Not what we can do. So that's a big difference.
No, but we can still get the job done. it's just going to be, there's going to be some elements that we that have to go right for us as well to make it happen. Dave Glassman, he, our optimist, being back to Mr. Optimist, because last season, Dave, last season, buddy, it was so, I missed your positivity. He says Peyton will get the boys in line and we'll come out guns blazing. Dude, that's what we need to do. That's exactly what we need to do. The Chargers are coming off of an embarrassing loss to the Buccaneers. There's blood in the water. They're hungry. They want this win just as badly. And on top of it all, we stole their seating. And so they want it back. So you're at, but I do believe that, coming out and kicking them right in the teeth right out the gate is the best way to have success in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a divisional game. That's the best way to win any divisional game. Come out and kick your opponent in the teeth. Granted, the Raiders tried that on us, in week 5. It didn't work out so well for them. But let's see.
Not so much.
But Jeremy agrees with us. Too late in the year for our bye. I agree. Mid-season bye is always the best.
Yep.
You don't want it too early because it doesn't help you out at all. You don't want it too late because it, any momentum you have, it kills it. Right in the middle of the season is ideal. Let's see. Having Bonkers Broncos says having the schedule getting flexed isn't convenient either as a fan. Agreed. It does suck, but do look at it this way. If has Sean Payton confirmed the flexing of the Bengals game? Jay's frozen again. Jay! Oh, we lost you. There you are. Okay. I haven't seen anything. Has Sean Payton confirmed the flexing of the schedule for the Bengals game?
Yep. Saturday, 3:30.
All right. So while that may, suck, it does give us, it still gives us plenty of time to prepare for it. It does work in our favor that we're going, that we have the short week this week before that game, because we still get plenty of time to prepare for that. And we still get more time than the Bengals do to prepare for it. So that's a feather in our cap there. So Jay, is there anything specific about this game you want to discuss?
Not necessarily. I said while you were out that it's going to be
I think that was me that time. I'm not sure what's going on. We're having all these technical difficulties tonight, guys, and for that I do apologize. We are a victim of the technology on which we depend. I'm not sure if it's me or Jay that is frozen right now, but I know that I can't hear Jay and he's not moving. So I do apologize, guys, for this. Let me know in the chat, is it me or is it Jay that is frozen up? Because we're not going anywhere with this right now. Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll continue to drive on. Jay's back. Okay.
Craziness, man. I don't know what's going on.
Much craziness. Yeah, and Dave says he would it's just one of those nights he'd personally blame StreamTarf.
Yeah.
StreamYard. No, StreamYard's been having a lot of issues lately, and I'm not sure what's going on with it. I do know that getting our shows onto Facebook has been an absolute nightmare for myself and Mundungus, respectively, Orange and Blue Network and MHRT Network heads. Both of us trying to get all these shows scheduled and getting them onto Facebook has been a veritable nightmare with StreamYard. What usually takes, that portion of scheduling the show what usually takes 5 minutes has been taking us half an hour to 45 minutes because of Facebook issues. That's been just terrible. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, what were you saying, Jay? I asked if there was anything in specific that you wanted to talk about, and then you went, "Bleh."
Really, there'll be a lot of there.
Yeah, we've lost it again. Might be a good time to call it. I hate to say it.
Sorry, bud.
Yeah, but guys, either way, it's going to be an interesting game. Thursday night football on Prime. Denver Broncos versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I do want to point out one thing we didn't talk about is the home field advantage of the Chargers, being basically non-existent. I mean, let's look at the Chargers. Let's look at their fan base in Los Angeles. It's not huge. It's the Rams. The Rams are the NFL darling in Los Angeles now. And so whenever there's a game in Los Angeles against the Chargers, usually the field, oopsie, hang on, bringing you back. Usually when we travel to LA to play the Chargers, the fan base is pretty well split in the stands. It's there really is no home field advantage for the Chargers in this. So I mean, do you have any thoughts on that, Jay?
No, that's what I was saying. It's kind of like a Vegas game. So we'll have Broncos Country in full force for this game. We'll be ready to go. It'll be loud on both sides of the ball. So that's always a advantage for us. It's nice that we have two of those stadiums in our division that don't have home field advantage for those teams. So it'll be great.
Well, I mean, and I guess as far as the Raiders go, they can't because they keep moving. Like they don't give fans enough time to build up around them before they end up, somewhere else. With the Chargers, they moved, but they moved to a city with another team that went and won a Super Bowl right after both teams moved there. So
can't even hold their own stadium. Pretty sad.
Yeah, it really is. So, that is definitely something in our favor. Usually, who is favored in this one? I haven't looked that up yet.
I'm not sure either. I would think the Chargers would probably be favored by a little bit, but I bet it's a very small margin. Let me see if I can pull her up here. My lovely internet not doing me any favors.
No, it is not tonight at all.
Rough stuff.
So betting odds, I'm bringing them up right now. All right. The Chargers are considered 3-point favorites.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
Now, and so as we talk about it, as we talked about the home field advantage, generally speaking, 2 points of an advantage given to a home team are given because they're the home team. You and I have talked about that at length, Jay. So really, without you take away that home field advantage, you could honestly say that it's likely more right to say it's a 1 point game as opposed to a 3-point game. So yeah, Dave's saying it 1.5. Let me see. Dave gives us a hashtag StreamYard sucks. Yes, but here's the thing. There isn't another service out there right now that allows us to stream on as many platforms at once as StreamYard does.
I was going to say, I have never, with all of my bad internet, I've been literally kicked out of StreamYard tonight.
Yes, you have. And it's been crazy. But yeah, Dave says home field pick 'em. That's all that is. That's really the only advantage right now that the Chargers have is that they're the home team. And it's not really an advantage because the Broncos Country is going to dominate half of those stands. So, I think that's going to be a boon in our favor. Or maybe not necessarily in our favor, but a boon against the Chargers in a way. I mean, yeah, there's a lot riding on it, guys. We win this game, we jump to the 5th seed. I mean, good Lord. But either way, right now we're holding the 6th seed. The Chargers want to take it back. The Denver Broncos they've put in work the last 2 days. They're going to be traveling tomorrow, so they'll probably. I really hope they use the time on the plane to watch film. You know what I mean? Like, don't be sitting there watching, Ozark or something on Netflix. Like, take the time to be watching some All 22 there, guys, and get ready because it's gonna be intense. So, Jay, do you have any final thoughts before we roll out of here for the night?
I don't. I just I hope for a good game. I hope for we see our best foot forward for Bo. I don't want to see some more regression. I don't want to see him throw the ball away because turnovers will lose us this game. Just play a clean game. That's all I ask from Bo. Don't be Superman.
I love it. I'm with you in the same boat. Bo, we Broncos Country still believes in you, buddy. Just go out there and do what we know you can do.
Just take a breath.
Take a breath, calm it down, take a step back. Maybe not necessarily step back in the pocket, but take a step back and reevaluate, what has been successful, what hasn't, and just go back to being the Bo Nix that we know you can be. And as far as the offense goes, guys, catch some freaking passes. No drops.
Yep.
All right. That being said, guys, thank you for joining us tonight on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We've had a lot of new names tonight. It's been a lot of fun. If you have not already, please go and like, subscribe, share, and comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and check out the audio version of our podcast on all your favorite platforms. Then jump on over to MHRT Network, our partner in crime, and our simulcast. Like, subscribe, share, comment on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and even on Instagram. Guys, that way you don't miss any of our awesome content, like tomorrow night's Broncos Talk with Don Diaz and Chai, the fantasy guy, if he's able to do it, and Elias Balderrama, also known as Bronco Libre. Then, of course, on Thursday, because it's a game day Thursday, don't forget to catch the Get Bucked game day show 1 hour before game time. Join the guys on MHRT Network as they it'll be streaming on both networks, but the MHRT Network guys as they host the neighborhood watch party for the game, and then catch that guy over there as he hosts the Buck Your Feelings post-game show right after the game ends. We have a lot of awesome content week in, week out on Fridays. If you are Spanish speaking or you have friends or family that speak Spanish and want to check out a Broncos podcast, a fan-led Broncos podcast entirely in Spanish, don't forget to check out the Friday show, Viva los Broncos, hosted by a 6'10" Mexican, Don Diaz, and Bronco Libre. It's a lot of fun, guys. We have a lot of great content. Make sure that you're keeping up with it because we want to keep up with you as well. The goal of this network, of Orange and Blue Network, has always been to make it feel like you're just hanging out at the tailgate with your friends. And that's our ultimate goal. So we cannot wait to see you on our future shows. Thank you for joining us. This has been the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I'm going to leave you with a big mile high five, or big mile high. So I'm not doing the mile high five tonight. People are sleeping. But I'm going to give you a big mile high salute and leave it with Go Broncos.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. Hit play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes with